So you're looking to go offshore and you're saying, I want to work with some of the best offshore charters, best offshore captains in the world here in North Carolina. Well, you can definitely find them here, huh, Professor? I know you tell me about these guys all the time. Yeah. And so in this video, we're going to talk about the experience this guy has had as a more of a green captain, working with some of the best captains in the world, these amazing boats. And after this video is done, you'll probably have a great sense too, in terms of just the sheer talent there is here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Professor, people oftentimes ask us who are some of the captains and the boats that that catch the most fish and that you respect. And I know from what you've told me, and I really mean this, you just brag on everybody that I have seen. What is it about the captains here in the Outer Banks that impresses you so much?
Well, they're not only the best captains in the state of North Carolina, but they're some of the best captains in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible the amount of talent as far as fishermen that fish out of this inlet. It is mind-blowing.
Is it intimidating for you, especially as someone that's still pretty green around the ears? I mean, we've been down here a couple years now. This is our first legitimately full year in terms of constantly fishing. We've gotten enough momentum because of great people like you watching this. And so I'm sure your appreciation and your respect levels probably just continue to increase as you observe what's around you.
They do. I mean, it's really intimidating. I mean, just watching these guys day in and day out do what they do and consistently put fish on the dock. I mean, it's just amazing. There's a lot of days that I fish so hard it drives me insane, trying to get a bite. And you see one of those guys beside you, every rod's loaded up. You know what I mean? It's just, it's frustrating, but it's impressive at the same time.
Yeah. And I know you don't want to say who's the best because that's such a subjective thing, and there's, it depends on the day and there's so many factors. But let's just talk for a second about some of the specific things that you've learned from some of the captains. And so let's say the captain in the boat. Let's start with some of the folks here at Pirates Cove. Just talk about some of the captains in their boats and just what you have learned from some of these individuals, because it's funny how each one has helped you in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, John Bunn on the blue chip, he's helped us out a lot. You know what I mean? He's always keeping me in the loop, letting me know what's going on. And as a newcomer, it's hard to get into the loop. So if there's a bite somewhere, he always calls me and lets me know. And
he was the one that really showed us that what we call the Bunn back down, where when the sharks are just eating the tunas too fast. I'll never forget that day we caught all those yellowfin, and most people couldn't figure out how it was happening.
Right.
And it was happening because of that. So John Bunn, and he's on the blue chip.
That's right.
And so there's others here that have helped you out.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I say, these captains are world renowned. I mean, like Sawyer on the waist knot. I mean, he's been doing it since he was a kid.
You went out with him one time.
I was fortunate enough he let me ride along one day, and it was just an experience. You know what I mean? It was just amazing seeing, the knowledge and the know-how.
I remember after that day, you were just like the wisdom that was coming off of him, and you even mentioned, his first mate, Nick. Because Nick was seeing things in the spread that you just couldn't see.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have eyes. They've been doing it their whole life since they were, kids, and they have eyes for it. You know what I mean? Certain things that they just see and they can read the water, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then another one that really just welcomed us to the world of bluefin fishing was Hog Wild. I mean, little Jimmie.
Yeah.
He took us under his wing. I mean, as a young guy, he said, y'all come down to Hatteras and fish with me the first day of the season last year. And that was crazy.
I mean, I think he's like 25 years old. Yeah. And the knowledge that he has as far as the offshore fishing world is knowledge that someone would have that's been fishing their whole life. Yeah. You know what I mean? His dad was a great fisherman.
His dad was a legend around here.
And it's something just to be around those guys,
The thing about it is, if you are looking to book a charter, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard you say this. If you choose any of the folks at Pirates Cove, any of the folks at Oregon Inlet Fishing Center, you're getting a world-class captain.
That's right.
Plus, to get at Oregon Inlet Fishing Center, they don't just take anybody there.
No.
You have to have a certain standard of excellence, correct?
That's correct.
How does it work? Because I don't think most people realize how it works.
I mean, I think there's a board and you have to be voted in. You know what I mean? It's either, you know, the boat belongs there, the boat's been fishing there, and they'll let a new captain in if the boat's been there. But you know, if you're new and the boat's new, you know, you gotta pretty much prove yourself and they have to vote you in. You just can't pull up there and be like, I want to slip.
Yeah, yeah. And you could probably name, I mean, dozens and dozens, but just throw out a couple, like, just go down a quick list of just some of the names that you see out there that just continue to impress you every time. And you're not going to hit them all because it's impossible and you're going to miss somebody.
I mean, it's hard for me. It's hard. I could go down the list of them. It's hard. I mean, like I say, it's the best captains in the world. But like Carl and the Fistful, consistently, he's right here at Pirates Cove. Every day, his throw down a fish is just, it makes your jaw drop when you walk by. I'd hate to be that guy's dock partner. You know what I mean? Because you throw your little catch up there, and then he's got the whole dock full of fish. You know, all day, every day, it's consistent. And I mean, then you got Arch on the Pelican. I mean, he is always on the fish. I mean, it's just crazy. And you know, Frenzy is always on them, and I mean, there is a pile of them. It's just like Billy Maxwell. I mean, it's like some of the original guys that are still doing it. They're older now. And then you got Brenner on the Smoker. You know what I mean? It's just, and there's a bunch of new ones. The Drifter boat, you know what I mean? You got Jesse on the Biopsy. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. You know, I had a customer last year come to me and say, I want to charter you and I want to go catch a blue marlin. I was like, man, you better get one of them other guys. You know what I mean? I said, there is a pile of guys around that can, you know, pretty not guarantee, because fishing is not guaranteed, but you'd have a lot better luck catching a blue marlin with them. And he said, no, I want to go with you. And we just got lucky. And the first bite we had was a blue marlin. We caught a blue marlin. He said, I don't know what you were talking about. I said, man, it was 100% luck is all I can tell you. Then we caught 2 sailfish that day and a bunch of dolphins. Which is a banner day, you know what I mean? But that's the way it is when you fish. You never know what the ocean is going to give you. So, I mean, you could go with the best captain in the world with all the know-how and still have a bad day.
And that's not an indictment on the captain nor his crew.
It's not.
It's just some days that's how it goes.
It is how it goes.
We've had days during yellowfin season where you only got 1 or 2 and the others in the fleet got lots.
Yeah.
And you didn't necessarily do anything wrong, just for whatever reason.
And you drive yourself insane thinking you're doing something wrong. But I have learned that it's just a matter of getting over top the fish right. You have to get over top the fish right. Of course, all your stuff has to be right. But if you mentally prepare yourself that you have all your things right in your spread, and just sit back and relax, it's going to be your time. Yeah. You know, you just got to wait your turn. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on and on about the boats. JR on the Obsession. I mean, it's just, there's
too many.
Too many.
And I told him I wanted to do this video. He said, I'm going to miss people and I don't want to miss people. But I think, you know, we see on Facebook, seems like every day people are saying, hey, I'm coming down to the OBX. Who would you recommend? Who would you recommend? Yeah. Reality is, you call Pirates Cove, you call Oregon Inlet Fishing Center, even Juan Cheese as well.
Yeah.
These are great anglers, great fishermen.
Or you can call us and go with us.
Or you can go with us. I mean, you know, it's just, but we want you to have success. And the most important thing is that you get out there and you experience what it's like to be on that beautiful blue ocean. You have a catch of a lifetime. There's nothing like it. And I know it screwed me up for life, you know, having fished in the Chesapeake Bay my whole life and then coming down here. You told me it was going to screw me up, and it totally screwed me up. And it's been a fun journey. And we hope this is helpful to you. And, you know, we hope that you come out to the OBX and you fish with all these wonderful captains, these amazing boats. You're not going to go wrong. You really won't.
Yep.
And make sure you share this with your friends and join our community here at Speechless Sport Fishing. We want you to be a part of it. And until the next time, everyone, stay salty.